Hey, and there we are on Brunch with Brian. So glad to be with you on Formal Dining Room Friday. You guys know, all you brunchers, that we always do a Formal Dining Room Friday. So what is the important thing I want you guys to focus on today? Is I want you to think about opening calls. Today is the day for opening calls. So talking about what different opening calls are there, and how much can you really run your business? You run your real estate investing business off of opening calls. Now, I do want you to develop a marketing program. I want you to, spend some money, a little bit of money on your marketing. You don't have to spend much. I mean, it shouldn't be more than, everything should be carefully done, but there's a lot of services you could pay for that will generate leads for you. But there are other, and I'm going to bring you guys more of that. I'm going to a meeting on Monday. You actually won't see me on Monday. I'm going to be in a big mastermind group meeting on Monday and Tuesday. And so actually, I'm going to miss you guys Monday and Tuesday next week. But when I'm talking to a lot of folks, and I might be bringing you guys some new interesting things, and some of it is marketing. So if you spend a little on marketing, maybe, even 500 or 1,000 in a month, you got to look at what you're doing with it, how you're doing it. There's a lot of ways to do a lot of marketing without spending money, and that's referral, building a referral business. Some of you guys know that I created a really powerful system for developing a referral network in your area, and we're offering it for basically cost. So if you want to call the office and ask them about it if you have questions about that. But it's a system for developing referrals in your area and actually buying and selling leads in your area. That can actually be an income stream. If you are currently paying a VA to do outbound calls for you and you're getting a bunch of lead sheets back, but they're not good for you, those customers could be great for other people. They could be great for a moving company. I mean, who knows what their plans are? Obviously, if they're trying to sell their house, even if they don't want to sell it to you, they're going to sell it. And they need a mover. So sending a mover some of your dead leads, that might be worth a lot to a moving company or other referral sources. I didn't mean to get into that, but I do want you thinking about developing referral sources in your area, as well as just everybody you just know personally and professionally, letting them know that you buy and sell houses, that you pay $1,000 for a referral if you help the customer. If you send me any buyer or seller I help, I'll pay you $1,000. That's basically the line. Okay, and don't forget, when you're asking for referrals, always say, I'm not your typical investor. I often pay full price. That's key 4 words. I often pay full price. Five crucial words there that are key to getting referrals, because guess what? If you're asking for referrals generally as an investor, people think, I'm not going to send that person to anybody because they're just going to lowball them and embarrass me. But that's why you say, what? I often pay full price. So that's you don't forget to always say that when you're developing your referrals. So whatever you're using to generate leads, obviously warm referrals is the very best that you can get. Hey, good morning, Caleb. Good morning, Lori and David. But I want you also doing outbound calling. Somebody in your organization, if not you or some VA. Now remember, the VAs are kind of limited because they only have a certain script, some of them. Now, depending on what VA service you use, they'll use any script. So if you send them our opening call scripts, they will use those. So whoever's doing your opening calls, this is a crucial part of your business. And you can have enough business just from doing opening calls to easily do one deal a month. But also, that will drive your whole business. If you're doing one deal a month, you're doing great. So what I want you to do with the opening calls, which opening calls are there? So write these down. You should know these automatically without me even telling you. What are opening calls that I can make where I can generate leads and generate business basically on my own, just by my own volition, just by looking up people with houses for sale and other sources. So here's your primary opening calls. The number one is your FSBA opening call. Remember, all these scripts are really important. They're all in your back office. They're all when you go on your member website, they're under forms, the forms section. So these are all crucial opening call scripts. They're all one page and they're all written brilliantly, and they all have the spaces and the script all on one sheet. So it's not like you're reading a script over here and entering the information over here. It's all on one sheet. So you've got your FSBO opening call. That's really important. Now, don't use the old forms. I have the most recent form of the FSBO opening call. When you print it up, it should have a little box in the upper right side that says bedrooms, bathrooms, year built, and square foot. Okay, those are good things to know at a glance, and they also take up a lot of room on the form. So I put them in a little box on the right on the top. So it's really easy to just write that in. You can look at any house in a second, and that little box gives you some good info. So that's the FSBO info script that I want you to use. Now, what are the other? So those are obviously for sale by owners that are advertising for sale by owner. You're going to run out of for sale by owners, after at some point here. And so then we got to move on to some other opening calls. So my favorite opening call right now, and we're going to do an event in about a month on this, a one-day virtual event on working with realtors. So we've got what I call the listing realtor opening call script. So that's you calling properties that are listed. And obviously it's easy to find them. There's lots of listed properties. And so this is a very important call. You can, and there is a whole realtor marketing program that I developed with 30 steps. So you can actually do emails prior to calling. So you can either start with this call, boom, you see a listing, you see a sign in front of a house, or you look up Zillow, a bunch of listings, you can just start calling them, okay? Or you can go through the realtor marketing program where you identify these listings, you send an email to the agent, and then hopefully they either call you back, reach out to you, and then you call them, or if you send them this email and they don't respond, then you call them. But either way, there is sort of a first step there. And I'm going to teach you guys that in our realtor marketing event, which is coming up. Okay. So that's the second opening call, FSBO opening call, for sale by owner opening call. The next one is the listing realtor opening call. And there's a lot of listed properties in your area and they're for sale. Now, what about ones you're not sure are for sale? And we call that your off-market property opening call, off-market property opening call. Sometimes I call that your distressed seller opening call. So it's kind of filed under a couple different names there. But this is a property that you don't know if it's for sale or not. There's no sign in front of it or anything like that. And so you're just kind of wondering, you're calling off of that. And then you're assuming that there is some level of interest in possibly selling it. But you don't start off like, I see your property is listed for sale. You start off, hey, I noticed your property and I'm very interested in buying it. Okay. And so you don't know what the status is. And these are properties that you've done potentially list searches on. You found these under, vacant and pre-foreclosure, you've done some kind of searching and found these properties. So that's another one I want you to do. So that's, again, so that's three now. We got your FSBO opening call, your listing realtor opening call, and your off-market property opening call. Sometimes I also call that your distressed seller opening call. Okay, so is there any other opening calls? Yeah, there's two more. Okay, so the next one is your landlord opening call. So that's when you're looking up houses for rent. You look up houses for rent anywhere, and these aren't houses for sale. So these are houses for rent. You find them either there's usually not too many houses for rent on the MLS. They're usually almost always for sale, but there are some, and there's some houses for rent on Zillow. So you can look it up on Zillow as well. You can do searches for just rental properties and go to Craigslist. That's always a great site. Your local newspaper internet site might have houses for rent. So any place you can find houses for rent, you use the landlord opening call script. And that's a pretty simple script. This is somebody who's got a property that they want to take monthly payments on. And what are you offering? Monthly payments plus no hassles. Get them out of all that landlord hassles. You're going to take care of the property. So this is an important one, that landlord opening call script. Now, the last one that I'm going to talk about is, what if you call on a house for rent and the landlord has a property management company handling it? So who picks up? A property manager. So when you call, and this is this may be better than the landlord if you get a property manager on the phone, because they deal with a lot of landlords, and a lot of landlords might have properties that they'd be willing to sell to you on terms, with monthly payments. So that's why we developed and have the property manager opening call script. So those are all your opening call scripts again, and you can generate your own business. You can do enough with those opening calls for sure to do one deal a month, if not more. And I do want you to develop some other marketing plan where people are calling you, because those are generally warmer leads. But this is a way that you can reach out and develop a lot of business by yourself. Again, last time I'm going to go through all these opening calls. FSBO opening call script. Okay, so calling for sale by owners, listing realtor opening call script, calling realtors. There's a lot of those out there. Off-market property or distressed seller opening call. You don't know if that's for sale or not, but that's why you have to approach it with that script. You're calling about how you notice this property and you're interested in buying it. You understand it's not listed for sale. Okay, then you've got your landlord opening call script. And of course, sometimes a property manager is going to pick up. So you've got your property manager opening call script. Obviously, if you're calling on houses for rent, you've got both your landlord and your property manager opening call script sitting right there. My instructions now are go open up use your code, go on the what to say and what to do system. That's our core system that most of you guys have. If you don't have that system, that is what we build everything else off of. That's all the steps and all the scripts. So that's our what to say and what to do system. And all these forms I'm always talking about are in the back office, in the member site. Once you have your what to say and what to do system, you just put your code in there and you can access all this. So those are the opening calls I want you to print off. You should print off about 10 or 20 of all of those and just start calling. And see what you can make happen this weekend. We're just coming into spring and summer. It's an exciting time in the market. There's a lot of opportunity out there. There are properties that are languishing, that you've got motivated sellers. So let's make something happen. Let's make a lot happen this weekend. So I love opening calls. I love making opening calls. That's our affirmation for today. So I love making opening calls. 3 times on 3. I love making opening calls. 1, 2, 3. I love making opening calls. I love making opening calls. I love making opening calls. Yes, the dogs love it too. So I love making those opening calls, guys, and I know you do. And those will really drive your business and get you going. So make sure you wrote all those down, print about 10 or 20 each of those sheets, and let's really get it rocking and rolling. Yeah, start. Nice deep breath in. Big smile. Okay, relax. Another deep breath. Deep breath and a big smile. Good, and one more. And Willow likes to join in. Nice deep breath. Hold it a little bit and relax. Okay, so great to see everybody this morning. David, awesome. And I've got a Caleb. Who else? AJH Farrell, good morning. I will talk about that banking crisis. That's good. Don, I will talk about that. You might miss me on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, guys, but I'll be back maybe not till Thursday, but I will try if I have time to see you guys to do brunch on Monday and Tuesday, but while I'm at this event. Okay, so let's, and guys, remember, you can always go back and watch these Brunch with Brian's on the YouTube channel, on our YouTube channel, or on Facebook, and make comments in that. So Don, great to see everybody. I will see you back. I hope I can be with you on Monday or Tuesday if I can work it out with the schedule. But I am not in control of the schedule down there, so I will let you know. But if not, worst case scenario, guys, I'll see you next Thursday, and we'll keep on going with all this great information. And yeah, I'll do more topical stuff on what's going on with the banking and that as well. That's a great question, JH. So I will see you guys. Have an awesome weekend. Make a bunch of opening calls. Try to make about 20 or 30 opening calls this weekend, and you're going to be shocked at how far you go. And those scripts are brilliant. I worked in Hollywood for 7 years writing screenplays. So these scripts are great, and these are exactly what we use when we generate business for us. So use those scripts. Let's get rocking and rolling and kick off your summer. Get your first deal right now this weekend. All right. So until I see you next time, keep expecting success, getting awesome.